Namaste, and welcome everybody to Yoga for Enlightenment. I know that's a big topic, one that could take a lifetime to explore. And when I say spiritual enlightenment, what I'm trying to describe in yogic terms is knowledge and illumination of the universal self. How we have in each of us a reflection of that universal self called the Atman. And in order to see and comprehend this Atman, this indwelling spirit, we rely on our minds, our intellect, our buddhi, which is the discriminating power of the mind. Unfortunately, a lot of the time, this buddhi, this intellect, is obscured. It's clouded over, it's dusty and dirty, and there are a lot of cloaks that obscure it. These are referred to as kleshas, 5 kleshas: ignorance, ego, attachment, aversion, and fear of death. If we just deal with ignorance, that's key. Ignorance refers to understanding our true nature and the complexity and the diversity and the wholeness of who we are. We try to expand our perspective and see ourselves in a more holistic way. We begin to get this broader sense of knowledge, vidya. Vidya is not just information, it's putting that information to use. So I'm going to use our invocation to Lakshmi as a gateway into this universal self. Lakshmi is just another face on that universal self. And she is renowned for her ability to help us attain this goal of spiritual enlightenment. Now, Lakshmi arises from the ocean of consciousness, cosmic ocean, and she arises on the lotus flower. And the lotus flower is very poignant and potent symbol of spiritual enlightenment, because the lotus plant has roots which go deep down into the dirty, smelly muck in the bottom and then support the life and growth and nutrients that this flower needs to blossom and expand. So we're using some of that rooting power that we learned in our previous classes with Ganesh to help support this stem, the stem which is our spine, and the Kundalini Shakti can then expand and blossom upward to the crown. Now, as we practice asana, we will be using the temple of the body to explore this spiritual side, this universal self. So we have not only the pulsation of breath going in and out, but we also have the ability to expand and contract our consciousness, to bring it into the very specific points of our body that may be feeling resistance, that may be not as comfortable in the pose, and then to give it back out and to expand our consciousness to infinity and offer that experience, whatever it was, good, bad, indifferent, and just give it out and say, that's what I learned, that's what I've discovered, and that's what's been illuminated in this process of self-discovery. Okay? So, let us begin our asana practice in table pose. And I'll give you first, before we move around, into our invocation. For this lotus practice, we'll use the lotus mudra, Padma mudra, where the bottom of the palms are touching and the sides of the pinkies and thumbs are touching, but all the other fingers are spread out like the lotus blossom opening in the sun. We hold this in front of the heart, imagining that pink lotus blossom, or whatever color is your favorite, to start to unfold, while rooting down through the sitting bones and lifting up through the crown of the head. It's a very simple, beautiful mantra related to the lotus, and it's the Om Mani Padme Hum, the jewel of compassion that helps to restore openness of heart and clarity of mind. So just to embrace this lotus and this jewel of compassion, so that all the parts of yourself are welcome, invited to participate and contribute whatever they can offer into this practice of discovery and illumination. And try chanting this mantra with me 3 times. Inhale. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Thank you. Now let's move position over to table pose. Okay. And in our table pose, we're using a strong foundation, keeping our roots deep in that mud of material manifestation, clawing in with the fingertips, and hugging the arms slightly to the midline to secure the shoulders. Now moving through cat and cow, look up on the inhalation and look down on the exhalation. Inhaling to the sway back cow and exhaling to the angry cat back. And flowing at your even pace back and forth, using your full lung capacity and squeezing out all the old breath to make space for a bigger inhalation and a longer articulation of the spine from the tailbone through each vertebrae sequentially to the crown of the head. Now when you're ready, back to the center, touch the knees together and circle the hips, inhaling as you roll forward and exhaling as you press back. And just go at your own gentle pace, but you can enjoy the full breath with each cycle of the hips. And invite the body to relax and enjoy the movement. And when you're ready, change the direction to circle the opposite way. keeping the navel drawing up into the spine to protect the lower back. And then when you're ready to come back to center and balance on the left knee and lift the right knee out to the side. Start to circle the right knee and extend the leg. Exhale as it circles forward and inhale as it lifts up and back. And bigger the circles, smoother the movement, more rhythmic the breath. Now we're going to switch direction and circle the knee the opposite way. Last time with this leg, and lower the right knee down and lift up the left leg and bend the knee out to the side. Exhale forward and inhale, lift up and back. And finishing, circle the other direction. And last circle. Good. And now curl the toes under, widen the knees, hip distance, claw the mat with the fingertips and lift up the knees to this tiger dog, clawing in with your tiger claws, bending the knees like you're ready to pounce, and then bend and straighten the knees a few times, exhaling as you straighten and inhaling as they bend. Hug the arms to the midline, keeping the shoulders steady, solid. Now wave dog. Inhale, lift the heels up, round the shoulders forward, and exhale, bend the knees, press the chest to the thighs. Inhale, roll up and forward, and exhale, bend, and go back. And reverse the circles. Good. Now back to downward dog. Lift up the right leg. And open the right hip. Bend the knee and just circle the ankle. And the other direction. And lower the right foot down. Lift the left leg up. Bend the knee, open the hip to the side. And then give the ankle little circles. And then left foot down. And walk the hands back to the feet. Inhale, roll the back up. And exhale, arms at the sides, palms face forward. I'll face you. Okay, Tadasana. Now, root down through the soles of the feet with muscular energy, hugging muscles to the bone. The legs are like tree trunks, rooting deep into the earth. Now inhale, lift the arms up till the palms touch. And exhale, turn the palms out and slowly lower them back down. As you lift the arms, lift the chin, gaze up. And exhale and lower the chin as the hands touch your sides. That's good. We're just moving with the breath. Time to feel each movement, each different way the spine can move. And when the arms come overhead, we're going to clasp the hands, keep the first fingers extended like a steeple, and bend to the right side. Inhale up straight, and exhale to the left side. So we're alternating from side to side with these crescents. Lifting the rib cage up away from the hips. Keep length along the sides of the body. Keeping the legs pressing into the floor. The hands reaching up and out. And finishing now with hands behind the head, the elbows wide. Inhale, lift the chin up. And exhale, bring the chin down, the elbows forward. And inhale, open the chest, tilt the head back. And exhale, chin in, elbows forward. And a couple more rounds of this breath. And then release the arms. Okay. Now we're at the back of the mat for pranam, namaskar. First, inhale, bring the arms up over the head. Exhale, bring the hands to the heart. Inhale, lift the heart. And exhale, slide the hands down the body. Walk the hands forward on the mat. Come prone. Arms in front. Now bring the hands up over the back of the head in prayer. And lower the hands down. Sweep the chest up. And like a cobra that's dancing to that enchanting flute music, you're just going to sway a little from side to side. Curl back in the palate. And then press up. Walk the hands back to the feet. And inhale, roll up. Lift the arms. And exhale, hands to the heart. And we do that twice more. Inhale, lift the heart, arch back. And exhale, slide the hands down. Walk forward on the hands. Extend, prone, flat, pranam. Full pranam and a prayer hand. Now, lifting to that swaying cobra. You can even rock up on one hip and then the other hip. You're just giving the spine a little bit of lateral movement from side to side. And then back bend. And push up. Walk the hands back to the feet. And inhale, reach up over the head. Exhale, hands to the heart. Last time, inhale, curl back. Exhale, fold forward. Slide the hands down, walk them out in front. And lay flat with arms extended ahead. Full body pranam. Hands up over the back of the head. And now, dancing cobra. A little lateral movement from side to side. Maybe you're looking back over your shoulder, a little twisting. So whatever little dance you have, And then curling back in the palate and pressing up to walk the hands back to the feet. Inhale, lift up the arms. And exhale, hands to the heart. And now, take a wide stance on the mat. The feet parallel. Make sure the toes don't turn out. That you have the outer edges of your feet parallel to the ends of the mat. Soften the knees. And bring the hands down to the floor under the shoulders. Lean back into your heels and start to claw with your fingertips, trying to walk the hands out away from you while leaning back into the hips, down through the heels. Provide a little traction with the fingers clawing into the floor and pull the shoulder blades back from the ears. Now hug the inner thighs to the midline, spiral the inner thighs back behind to help draw the lower back in. Try and keep the back from rounding as you walk the hands now to a line in between the toes. So from the front of the toes to the front of the fingertips, and then folding over straight legs. Exhale and pull navel up and in. Inhale, soften the knees, lengthen the back of the neck, and on your exhale, hug in with the inner thighs, push down through the feet. Next variation, clasp the hands behind the back and lift the back of the hands up over the head. Try not to bunch the shoulders up around the ears. Keep the shoulder blades moving down the back. And as you exhale, engage in the core, lifting the pelvic floor, tightening the navel. And release, bring the hands down. Inhale, look forward, and bend the right knee, walk the hands to the right side, and squat on the right heel. Now keep pressing the back of the left heel down, using a little micro bend in that left knee, and stabilize, focus, and balance with hands to the heart. Nice. Now walk hands to the other side. Squat on that left heel. Lift the right toes up, but keep a little micro bend in the right knee. Pull down through the right heel, so that's helping balance you. And when we find that balance, just bring the hands over the heart. And release the hands, straighten the legs, and fold forward one last time. This time you can hold the big toes, wrap the two fingers underneath the big toe, and pull up on the big toe. Don't jam down through the tips of the thumbs. So if you need support for weight, use the palms. Finger all 10 fingertips, and don't just be jamming on the thumbs. Pull up on the big toes and take the crown of the head down. As you exhale, then straighten the knees. Lift up through the elbows. Pull back through the shoulder blades. Now inhale and pivot the right toes or step to the front of the mat. And exhale, fold inward. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, hands down to the heart. And we're going to practice our eagle pose, Garudasana. So start by balancing on the left leg, lift the right heel, take the right arm, cross it under the left arm, hook the elbows, bring palms to touch. Bend both knees and cross the right knee over the left knee. Wrap the legs or just squeeze the legs together. Inhale, draw the shoulders up and back. And exhale, pull the navel in, crouch down. And breathing. And release, relax the right foot down, sweep the arms high up over the head, and exhale, spread the palms, lower the arms slowly back down. All right, now our other side, we're going to be lifting the left heel, crossing the left arm under the right, and then bending the right knee, cross that left knee over the right knee. Start to squeeze the legs together. Inhale, roll the shoulders up and back. And exhale, pull the navel in and perhaps crouch down a little deeper. Now release, uncross the legs, sweep the arms up high over the head, and exhale, push the palms out and down to your side. Good. Now, from the front of the mat, step the right foot back and lower the right knee down. Bring the arms inside the left knee, so widen the left foot over to that edge of the mat. Bring the hands down inside. Walk the right knee back as deep as you're comfortable. Keep pressing down through the legs and feet, lifting up through the pelvic floor. On the inhale, gaze forward. And on the exhale, straighten the left knee and fold. So rock forward on the inhalation and rock back on the exhalation. Next time, rock forward, balance on the right hand, bend the right knee, twist around to the left side, and with your left hand, try and bind that right foot. If you don't reach to the foot, just hold on to the hip and look up over the left shoulder. If you're binding with the foot, flex the ankle, roll that left shoulder back, open the throat. Now release, step the left foot back to downward dog. And step the right foot through. Step it wide to the outside with the arms inside the right knee. On the inhale, rock forward, lift the heart. And on the exhale, rock back, fold and straighten the knee. So just rock at your pace. Inhale and exhale. Next time, rock it forward. Balance on the left hand and twist around with the right to bind the left foot with the right hand. Roll that right shoulder back. Open the chest. Lengthen the throat. And release, and step the right foot back to downward facing dog. And now step the left foot forward to pyramid. Hands on either side of the left foot or hands up on blocks. On the inhale, rock it forward to lunge. And on the exhale, rock back to pyramid. And rock forward with the left knee bent. Balance on the right fingertips and sweep the left arm out to the side, opening the chest and following the hand with your gaze. So take the armpit back more than the wrist so you don't end up throwing the head of the arm bone forward. Pulling the head of the arm bone back into the back of the shoulder socket so the shoulder blades can rest comfortably on the back of the rib cage. Now bring left hand down and step left foot back to downward facing dog. Reconnect with the rhythm of your breath. And look up, step right foot through. On the inhale, gaze forward. And on the exhale, looking down, straighten the right knee for pyramid. Inhale to the lunge. And exhale, Parvottanasana. Now on the next inhale, keep the right knee bent. Stay up on the left fingertips and perhaps even angle those left fingertips out 45 degrees to externally rotate the upper arm and keep the shoulder integrated into the back. You're going to sweep the right arm up and draw the right armpit back more than the wrist. Press down through that supporting hand. Broaden the shoulders, widen the collarbones. Then release the right hand down and step it back again, downward dog. On the inhale, roll forward to high plank. Exhale to low plank. And inhale to upward facing dog or cobra. And then roll flat out. And switch over onto your back. All right. Now lift the left knee. Cross the right ankle over the left knee and press the right knee out to the side. If that's easy for you, thread the right arm through the legs and the left arm around the outside of the left leg until you can hold the thigh or the shin. Inhale, lengthen the arms, and exhale, hug the knee in a little closer. And the deeper your breath, the more enjoyable the stretch. And those who want to try a little deeper stretch could straighten that left leg. Walk the hands higher on the leg. Trying to still keep the head and shoulders remaining on the floor. Another option is to lift the hips and roll back into your plow pose with one leg crossed. Now we're lowering the feet back to the floor and switching sides. Right foot down, cross the left ankle over the right knee and press the left knee wider. You can keep the right foot on the floor or lift up and thread the needle with the left arm through the legs and draw that right knee up a little closer to the chest. Relaxing on the inhale and just sensing. Then exhale and squeezing the navel in, tightening the arms and feeling the stretch deepen in the outer hip. Just work with your breath to be gentle, compassionate, loving, and kind to your body. This is your temple. You want to take good care of it. Honor the spirit within, the Atman. Maybe you're straightening the right leg to get a deeper stretch, walking the hands up, or even lifting the hips, rolling back into that plow version. Slowly release, roll back down so your feet are on the floor. Widen the feet to the width of the mat and then windshield wiper the knees from side to side. Now bring the knees up, the feet touching together. Cross the right knee over the left knee, stacking them now, and twist both knees to the right. Getting a deeper stretch in that outer left hip as you look over the left shoulder. Now switch. Lift the knees, put the right foot down, stack the left knee over the right, and swing the knees over to the left, look back to the right. And lift the knees to release. And roll over again to your stomach. And table pose. And press back to down dog. Inhale, lift the right leg up. And exhale, swing the right knee forward for pigeon. Walk the left knee back. Squeeze the legs in towards each other, lifting the pelvic floor, toning the lower belly. Now start to walk the hands out until the forearms are on the floor. Maybe your forehead touches. Inhale, curl the chest up. And exhale, roll back down, lengthen out. Inhale, curl your pigeon up. And exhale, fold forward. And once more, inhale, curl it up. Now, step the right foot back to down dog. We'll walk out the knees. And step the left foot through, bend the knee towards the left wrist. Come into the pigeon. Walk the right knee back. Engage through the inner thighs, lift the pelvic floor, tone the lower belly. Inhale, curling up, and exhale, rolling forward. Inhale, curling up. And exhale, rolling forward. Inhale up. And exhale forward. Now push back to down dog. And lower the knees. Bring the legs forward. Or Ardha Matsyendrasana. Lift up the left knee. Draw the right heel back and underneath. Move the right sitting bone wide. And then hug the legs in towards the midline. The left ankle inside the knee, or the left ankle can cross over to the outside. Then lengthen through the left side of the body, cross that elbow or just hook around the front of the knee and press back through the right fingertips so that your spine is elevated, the crown is lifted. Inhale, lengthen, and exhale, twist. Keep squeezing the legs towards each other. Support the lower back with muscular energy. And breathe the ability to expand your consciousness out into the universe and back into the core, the pelvis, pulsating in and out. Now switch sides by uncrossing the legs, lifting the right knee up and drawing that left heel back and underneath. Bring the right leg to touch the right ankle to touch the left knee inside the knee or crossing it to the outside. If you're falling over a lot to one side, it probably means you just shouldn't try that. Just stay where you're. Both sitting bones can stay glued and steady on the mat. Wrap the left elbow. Seems like I've twisted this way before. And start to twist. I've been on this side before. I don't know how I got there. On the second side, we're twisting Ardha Matsyendrasana, half Lord of the Fishes. Draw the shoulder blades down the back, lift the heart, and lengthen the breath. Now release the twist. Extend the legs and bend the right knee to the side, Janu Shirshasana. Move the buttocks back and lean into the front of the sitting bones. Squeeze the legs towards each other, draw the lower back in, lift the chest up, and then expand up through the spine. Lift the rib cage up while pressing the hips and sitting bones down. Inhale, more length, and exhale, fold forward. Just let the hands rest under the shoulders wherever they reach. Inhale, lengthen through the heart, and exhale, hinge at the hips, pulling that left thigh bone back into the hip socket. Tighten the quadricep muscle and squeeze the kneecap, flex in the ankle. Inhale, relax, lift the back of the neck, straighten the spine, release any tension. Then exhale, deepen the pose to your capacity to feel and sense, to breathe and enjoy, to stay connected to your source, to release the ignorance of ourself and embrace that wider perspective. Now inhale, lift the back up. And exhale, straighten the right leg. Inhale, staff pose. And exhale, bend the left knee, head to knee, Janu Shirshasana. Take a moment, make sure the foundation is one that's steady and comfortable. Inhale, lengthen, and exhale, fold. Begin with gradual, progressive, and incremental adjustments to keep the flow of the breath uninterrupted, smooth, and deep. Allow your consciousness to expand and contract. Inhale, expanding to the full size of the galaxy, and exhale, contracting into the core, the navel. Inhaling, becoming the universal self, and exhaling, becoming this individualized manifestation of self as Atma. Now inhale, release up, and take that left leg wide. I'll face you for a wide leg, forward bend, flex the ankles. Spiral the inner thighs down, squeeze the kneecaps, stay strong in the legs, hug the muscles to the bone. Inhale, lift the heart, roll the shoulders back, then exhale, hinge at the hips, and begin folding forward incrementally. Breathing in, sensing your connection to joy, and exhale, offering it back out. Inhale, nourish yourself with this enlightenment, this illumination. And exhale, offer the gratitude for this knowledge. Knowledge is power. The more you know about yourself, the more powerful a vessel of love you can become. Now inhale, lift slowly back up. And for these next seated poses, you may wish to use the blanket to lift up and sit on, to make it a little more accessible. If you're in need of that, for a cobbler pose, bring the soles of the feet together, pull back on the ankles to lift the front of the shoulders up and draw the lower back in. Inhale, lengthen the back of the neck, and exhale, hinge at the hips. Press gently on the inner thighs with the forearms. Respect the temple of the body, and breathe your loving kindness, your illumination, and reveal some of these dark parts of yourself that maybe you're not all that comfortable doing this kind of pose. Embrace all the parts of yourself for wholeness. And offer whatever arises to the goddess, to this universal self, because we're just a reflection of that self. You are the point the universe wants to make. So go ahead and be yourself. Inhale, lift it up. Bring the knees together. And extend the left leg. Cradle the right leg. Bringing the knee back behind the armpit. Rocking it around in circles. And then trying to lift that shin up, bringing it closer to the chest, rocking it in towards that upper hip. You can cradle with that foot in the crook of the elbow. Try that. Yeah. And then release, extend the right leg, cradle the left leg, pulling the knee back. And then crossing the shin in front, bringing it up close to the chest. Maybe even holding with the arms around the shin. Now, release the left leg. We're going on to fire logs, Agni Stambhasana. So start with the right shin in front of you, the knee on the mat, and then stack the left shin on top of the right shin. And there may be quite a gap here between the knee and the ankle. And you could always use the block and support with the block in that gap. Or just hug in with the shins, with the heels, pull the heels back in towards the sitting bones, lift up through the lower back. And with your hands, press against the soles of the feet, and with your feet, press back into the hands. So using that counter force. And perhaps even try and fold forward, keeping a straight spine. Good. And then releasing, inhale, lift up. And switch the legs. Now the left shin is on the bottom. And the right shin will stack on top. With the crease of the ankle right there, supported by the knee. Now, spin the inner thighs down, move the sitting bones back. And breathe deeply into the hips. Press the hands against the soles of the feet. Push out through the soles of the feet. And if there's space to fold forward, you can try and increase the fold, leaning forward. And lift all the way up and uncross the legs. Just rock the feet side to side. And to complete our lotus practice, let's do our half lotus or full lotus, starting whichever side is best for you. Draw that ankle up to the hip crease, lean to the side, and fold the other leg underneath for half lotus. If your outer knee does come all the way to the floor, and then there's no, this ankle isn't being, sprained, you can bring that other foot up into full lotus. But I know from my body that I should just stay here in half lotus. And spiral the inner thighs down, hug the heels in towards the core, and use that core strength. Sit up tall, roll the shoulders back, and hands in Padma Mudra. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Now switching the legs. Start with the opposite foot on top. And then fold the other leg under, or draw that heel up on top as well into full lotus. Move the buttocks back and spiral the inner thighs down. Start to hug into the midline. Lift the lower back, lift the shoulders. Hands in Padma Mudra. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Now releasing the legs. Relax and stretch out into your Shavasana, well-deserved rest. Lie back onto your spine, extend the legs, widen the feet. Then stretch out the arms alongside with the palms face up. And roll the shoulders back, tuck the shoulder blades under, and let your body rest and release and let go. In yoga, this idea of enlightened, spiritual enlightenment is most often described as moksha. In Sanskrit, the word moksha translates to liberation. Vivekananda emphasized samadhi as a means to attain liberation, or moksha. He said, yoga is a meditative exercise of withdrawal from the particular and identification with the universal, leading to contemplation of oneself as the most universal, namely consciousness. This approach is different from the classical yoga of complete thought suppression. Chittavritti Nirodha is the Sanskrit in the Yoga Sutras for this suppression of the fluctuations of the mind. But Vivekananda says that's not really necessary. If you're just able to expand your consciousness to that universal sense of self, I am that expansiveness. So let your consciousness start in your heart center, in the cave of the heart, and just rest for a time in this safe, beautiful, protected cave in your heart. And polish this mirror of the Buddha, this intellect, polishing it to remove the ignorance, remove the ego, remove these filters of attachment and aversion and fear, the ultimate. And you'll begin to see the reflection of the Atman, this universal self reflected within you. And in that reflection, travel back to the universal self, expansive, absolute, omnipresent, omnipotent, omniscient self. Shrim Mahalakshmi Swaha. Om Shrim Mahalakshmi Swaha. Om Shrim Mahalakshmi Swaha. Thanks to Lakshmi for her blessings of spiritual enlightenment, for abundance, for prosperity, for beauty, generosity. Now begin to deepen your breath and start to awaken the muscles through your body with small stretching, moving. Now start to bend the knees, roll over to your right side. And from that expansive and absolute universal self, you come back to the individual Atman, the indwelling spirit, in the temple of the body. And let's offer our thanks with 3 Oms that we'll chant together. Take a moment to unmute yourself if you wish to participate in the Oms. 3 Oms now. Inhale. Peace, 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 and blessings and thanks to you all for coming. And I hope you now are spiritually enlightened more than you when you arrived. Namaste.